Okay, it is now 9 o'clock. Do we wait a few more minutes before we begin?
I think we should start.
Okay, all right. Welcome everybody to ICCE 2020, our first virtual conference. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Didit Vigo. I am the co-chair of the IPC, and I'm the Master of Ceremonies for today. We start with opening remarks and a welcome from our conference chair, Dr. Tanya Mitchell.
Thank you, Didit. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to ICC 2020. As Didit said, this is the very first time we have a virtual conference, so we are all learning and we have fingers crossed that everything goes well. As you know, this conference is organized by the Asia Pacific Society for Computers in Education. In the last 2 days, for the workshops and other events that happened on Monday and Tuesday, I heard several times from younger researchers that they don't really understand different aspects of EPSI. Now, every participant of ICC 2020 is automatically a member of EPSI. The membership fee is built into the registration fee. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Asia Pacific Society and the various things we have and how you can join in different kinds of work that we do. And later on, you're going to hear from the program chair about the actual conference. So EPSI has special interest groups. There are 11 of them, and you can see all of them here on the screen. Some are older, so they are basically shown in the order of in the order in which they are established. So SIGs S1 to S7, they each have a sub-conference, and you have seen that in the program. S8, S9, and S10 have had workshops in the previous 2 days, and S11, the newest SIG, had a symposium as well. So basically, these special interest groups are meant to be groups of people who have similar research interests. And of course, there is a little bit of overlap between them. Now, I have also heard on Monday, Tuesday several times how this conference is very well organized. And that is thanks to lots of people. First of all, the 3 fathers of EPSI, Tak-Wai Chen from Taiwan, Richiro Mitsuguchi from Japan, and Chekit Lui from Singapore. Over the years, there have been a lot of people who have done an enormous amount of work behind the scenes to make this conference and the society a success. So let me show you a little bit about the different subcommittees and what they do. First of all, we have an executive committee. This is a very dedicated group of people, and they are organized into different subcommittees. So, for example, we have the award subcommittee, currently chaired by Langsheng Wang from Singapore, and you will hear more from him shortly about the awards that we are giving this year. Then we have the conference subcommittee chaired by Akihiro Kashihara from Japan, and this subcommittee is in charge of determining whether conferences are going to be held. So again, we are going to hear more about that later on in the conference. We have the journal subcommittee chaired by Su-Chun Kong from Hong Kong. He is a very influential person in the society, and he has been for a long time the chief editor of our journal, Research in Practice and Technology Enhanced Learning. Now we also have 3 other co-chief editors, Ceci Liu from Taiwan, Fuyun Yu from Taiwan, and Hu Jong from Korea. We'll talk more about the journal later on. We have a subcommittee that deals with the different special interest groups, currently chaired by Wei-Kin Chen from Norway. And they basically also have a group of people who are working on the EPSI webinar series. The webinar series started last year. The idea is that every SIG will organize one webinar per year. So we'll have 11 SIGs, that's 11 webinars plus the month when we have the conference. So pretty much we have something happening every month. The chair is currently Lang Cheng Wang, and the next webinar is happening on the 17th of December. You can see the speakers. The topic is using Game Jam to influence cybersecurity education. It's going to be a lot of fun. So please check the APPLETREE website for the details of this webinar and also for the other details about the society. We also have the Outreach and Publicity Subcommittee, currently chaired by Maiga Chang from Canada. They do lots of important stuff, especially about attracting new researchers, young researchers to join the society. Within this subcommittee, they also have ambassadors. So these are typically younger researchers who are promoting what we do, promoting the society, the conference in other countries as well. I would also like to mention an associate member, student associate member, Mengyang Chen, who helped with the graphical design. So you will see throughout the conference the result of her work, including the PowerPoint template that I'm using now. We have the election subcommittee chaired by Sulung Wong from Malaysia, and the election committee deals with electing new members for the executive committee of the society. Then we have the education program subcommittee, currently chaired by Hiraki Ogata, again, working on different kinds of things, such as the student wing, the doctoral student consortium, and so on. Now, something very important, up to now, we have only had one conference, that's the ICC, International Conference on Computers in Education, but from next year, we are going to be organizing another conference, the 5th APPLETREE International Conference on Computational Thinking and STEM Education will be held in June, early in June 2021. Now, the father of this conference is Siu Chung Kong from Hong Kong, who has organized the conference 4 times previously in Hong Kong, but next year it's becoming an APPLETREE conference and it will be held in Singapore. So please check the call for papers, and if you're interested, please do join this conference too. Now, for the success of ICC 2020, there are lots of people to be thanked. We are going to thank them again at the closing, hopefully. Everything goes well, so we come to the closing without any problems. You will hear from the IPC chair very soon, but I would like to highlight the role of one very special person, our technical chair, Alex from Vietnam. He has done an enormous amount of work, and he is really the person who made all of this happen. So lots of applause for Alex. You're going to hear from him in a few minutes. And of course, thank to all the authors, reviewers, participants, and so on. I'm looking forward to hearing lots of exciting presentations. So that's me. I'm going to stop sharing. Didit, back to you.
Thank you, Tanya, for your opening remarks. You already mentioned that we're going to be hearing from our technical organizer. Our technical organizer is Alex To Pham Duc, and he is also the managing secretary of APPLETREE. It is through his work and the work of his team that we were able to organize this conference virtually. And now we would like to yield the floor to him to give us his welcome remarks. Alex.
Hello. Dear everyone, this is my honor to be here working with APPLETREE to organize virtual ICCE 2020 during this COVID-19 pandemic. I am Phạm Đức Thọ. I am and you can call me Alex, as many of you maybe already know me during the registration process. Thank you very much for your participation, and I hope you enjoy ICC 2020. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you for your continuing work. I now would like to call on Dr. Longshang Wong, APPLETREE Award Committee Chair, to induct the new APPLETREE Fellows.
That's actually me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go back to, I'll share my screen. So basically, we have 2 new fellows this year. The APPLETREE fellows were established last year for the first time, and we inducted 4 fellows last year. This is the highest prestige for the society. So these are the researchers who have made lasting impression on the area, the society, and have formed it in many different ways. It's my great pleasure to present 2 new APPLETREE fellows for this year. I'm presenting them in the alphabetical order. The first one is Professor Gautam Biswas from the Vanderbilt University, Nashville, Tennessee in the USA. Gautam has been a member of APPLETREE for many years and has contributed a lot to ICC conferences, but also he has been the member of the executive committee, so has helped shape the part of APPLETREE and what we do in our conferences. Gautam has made a lot of very important research results. He is well known for learning by teaching, and especially Betty's Brain, which is a learning environment in which the student teaches Betty, an animated agent, how to solve different kinds of problems. He has also done a lot of work in the area of computational thinking and STEM as well. So congratulations to Gautam. This is the certificate. Now imagine me handing the certificate to Gautam. And in a couple of minutes, he will also have the opportunity to say a few words. The second fellow for this year is Sir Chen Kong, another very important person of the society. I have already mentioned him today. He has been the chief editor of Reptel, of our journal, for many years. He has been a president of APPLETREE. He has organized an ICC conference in Hong Kong a few years ago. So very, very important role. He is also a person who is very passionate about computational thinking, and I have mentioned that he started a conference on computational thinking. So again, congratulations, a very well-deserved recognition too. Okay, so after virtual handing of certificates, we can now hear from the 2 newly inducted fellows.
So Tanya,
yes, yes, please go on. Yes, you can go first if you're here. That's fine. You're ready.
Okay, thank you, Tanya. And so I'm very honored to be inducted as APPLETREE Fellow. Many thanks to APPLETREE for the prestigious recognition to me. I have joined APPLETREE since 1997, with contribution as a member of APPLETREE Executive Committee since 2008. In 2009, I was commissioned by the Society to host ICCE in Hong Kong and served as the chair of the Program Coordination Committee in the conference. Starting from January 2011, I have served as the editor-in-chief of the APPLETREE official journal Reptel Research and Practice in Technology Enhanced Learning. And I'm now supporting the journal to get SSCI index. Between 2012 and 2017, I was trusted by the FC senior management to take the presidential roles for the society with a 6-year journey as the president-elect, the president, and the past president. I am grateful and pleased to have the decade-long opportunities to make leadership commitments to the advancement of EPSI. I shall keep my devotion to EPSI affairs as always. I look forward to more contribution opportunities to foster young scholars to join the big family of EPSI for the professional growth in the field of computers and education. Thank you again, Tanya, and thank you, EPSI.
Thank you, Sir Chung. Do we have Gautam online? Not sure, I cannot see him.
I don't see him.
Okay. Back to you, Didit.
Okay, thank you. And congratulations to our new APPLETREE fellows. I apologize for making the mistake a while ago. Now I would like to call on Dr. Lung Chang Wong, APPLETREE Award Committee Chair, to present the awards for the Distinguished Researcher and the Early Career Researcher. Lung Chang.
So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody. So this is my turn to introduce and to share this our EPSI Awards 2020. We have 2 awards which you can see here. Okay, let me see whether I can click on it. Yeah. Okay. So we have our EPSI Distinguished Researcher Award, or in short TRA, as well as EPSI Early Career Researcher Award, ECRA, which was launched. Both of them were launched in 2009, which we presented every 2 years until 2014. We started to present every year, and for this year, as you will see, this EPSI Distinguished Researcher Awards is recognized for recognizing the active EPSI member who has showed academic accomplishment and contribution in the field of computers education. So it was since 2018 we changed the rule that's without age limit. Yeah, in the past we would be below 50 years old. And EPSI Early Career Research Award, this is actually an award which shall recognize active EPSI member no later than 12 years after receipt of the doctoral degree, who has produced international quality research outputs and be able to demonstrate ambitions and aspirations consistently with the potential to achieve world-leading status. So this year, I'm pleased to announce the 2 winners here. Okay, so the winner for this year's Distinguished Researcher Award is Professor Wen Chen from the National Institute of Education, Nanyang Technological University. Dr. Chen is specialized in computer-supported collaborative learning, learning analytics, and mobile learning. Her school-based, design-based research projects address the challenges of transforming and enhancing teaching and learning, and applying her research outcomes to impact school practices. Currently, she's focusing on the multimodal learning analytics of technology-enhanced learning from both behavioral and neuroscience perspectives. Dr. Chen is the editor-in-chief for Journal of Computers Education, which is emerging ESCI, which is emerging SCI indexed, and associate editor of Research Practice and Technology Enhanced Learning, or REPTEL, which is the flagship journal of EPSI, and also Instructional Science, Asia-Pacific Journal of Education, and a few others. Okay, we congratulate Dr. Chen. Yeah, so we need to imagine that our President Tanya is presenting the certificate to Dr. Chen. So, and then our next winner. Okay, I need to switch back. Right, next winner, EPSI Early Career Researcher Award, presented to Professor Kausar Kumar Bhagat from IIT Kharagpur of India. So, Professor Bhagat, his research area of interest includes online learning, augmented reality, virtual reality, flipped classroom, and formative assessment. He's an associate editor of British Journal of Educational Technology and editor-in-chief of Contemporary Educational Technology. So he's very young. So, but I believe that his bio will become longer and longer and more illustrative in years to come. Yeah. So congratulations, sir. Yeah. So we also mentioned that Tanya has presented the research to Kausa. So we'll need to move on to the next item, which is that we have to invite Professor Chen to deliver a thank you speech for this for 3 minutes. Yeah, please.
Hello. Hi, good morning. Yeah, good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, APPLETREE, to present me this award, a Distinguished Research Award. I really appreciate. So I've been with the society for more than 15 years. So I attended my first ICCE at 2005, right after my PhD. So then I make a lot of friends there. I learned there and I grew in this society. So this is the most important society in my academic career. So after this 15 years, I have been doing a lot of research in computer-supported collaborative learning. I have to say I have inspired by a lot of researchers in the society. So after learning from the society, I also try my best to contribute to the society. So I'm serving an EC member. I was a newsletter editor for a few years. Then I was also the conference chair for ICCE 2012, as a conference chair in Singapore. I'm also as a program chair in the ICCE in New Zealand. So I'm really honored to have this award. So later I will also give another 20 minutes presentation on my research. So thank you so much. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few important persons who has constantly support me and guide me in my career. So the most important person is a Professor Louis Chiki. Because of him, I'm in this field. So he's the person leading me to this research area. I would also like to thank Professor Taiwan Chen, who constantly, provide me a lot of support and guidance. And thank my colleagues Dr. Wong Longxiang, Dr. Wen Yun, and a lot of my PhD students. Thank you so much. Thank you, APPLETREE.
Thank you, Wendy. So next, we'd like to invite Professor Bhagat to give his thank you speech, please.
Okay. Good morning to all of you. And thank you very much, APPLETREE, for this recognition. I would like to thank Professor Chikit Louis, who nominated me for this award, and some very important mentors, Professor Fang-Ying Yang, Professor Kingshuk, Professor Nianqing Chen, Professor Cici Liu, who are my mentors and who have always motivated me, and Professor Mike Spector, and the most important person, I believe, my PhD supervisor, Professor Chang Chun Yen. I believe whatever I am and wherever I am, just because of him. I would also like to thank all my collaborators, my friends, and my students who always helped me and also inspired me for my research. And I believe that I will continue my service to APPLETREE. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations again. And now I'd like Didi to have the stage back.
Thank you, Longxiang. Congratulations, Wenli. Congratulations, KK. These are well-deserved awards. I would now like to turn the floor over to Dr. Hyo Jeong So, the International Program Committee Chair, to give her IPC report. Dr. Hyo Jeong So, please.
Okay, thank you, Didis. All right, everyone, can you see my slide? Yeah, okay, great, thank you. And good morning or good afternoon or good evening, everyone. Welcome to ICCE 2020, our first virtual conference ever. And I'm the IPC chair. My name is Hyojung So. And I also want to introduce my two co-chairs, Didis, just say, and John. Yeah. All right. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So in this presentation, I'm going to share the progress that we have achieved so far, and also give you some overview about the programs, what's going to happen for the next 3 days. So here is the list of the standing committee. So Tanya is the conference chair, and myself and the two co-chairs. And this year we didn't have the local organizing chair, but we had a technical chair who just say a few words. Alex was the technical chair who is running everything behind of the conference. And we also have 4 consultants who was really helpful throughout the process. Maiga, are you here? Yeah, and Long Shang and 2 other consultants from the last year's conference. There are a lot of people who helped the progress of the conference, self-conference chairs and co-chairs. So you can quickly check their names. We have 7 self-conference programs, and so chair and the co-chairs list is here. Okay. So we also have various programs in the conference, so workshop and interactive events, posters, and doctor-student consortium, and early career workshop. And you can check the chair and the co-chair's names here. Thank you very much for your support. And also extended summary and tutorials and panels and merit scholarship award, and also best poster and web design award selection committee. Again, thank you all for your support. So I'm going to give you some brief ideas about what's going to happen during the conference. So, the decision to convert to a virtual conference was made in April. So you probably remember that it was supposed to happen in Australia, but we decided to make a virtual conference considering the pandemic situation. But we keep most of the physical conference component. So it's a 5-day conference. The first 2 days is the pre-conference events, which happened successfully Monday and Tuesday. And the main conference starts from today, and there's going to be a closing on the last day, the Friday. And just highlight that as so we have a new component here, the DRA speech. So Dr. Wendy Chan will give a brief speech just right after the opening ceremony. And also we have a keynote speech coming up. And so you can check out some of the keynote speech here. So every day we have a keynote speech, and also invite speech as well. So please check the schedule. And just also want to highlight that we have a poster sessions coming up tomorrow from 4 p.m. And also we have a separate sessions for US and Europe-based participants. So late tomorrow, we have a panel sessions going on for the presenters coming from Europe. And also early morning on last day, US-based participants will give their presentations. So here is quick numbers that I want to share with you. So you can quickly share some of the numbers that feature our conference here. Just want to highlight some numbers here. So this year we have 27 panel sessions going on. It's lesser than last year's conference. The reason is that we have received fewer submissions, and also we increased the session time. So that might be the reason for that. And also we had like a workshop, pre-conference events going on, the workshops and tutorial and doctor-student consortium and things like that. Unfortunately, we didn't have a welcome reception, and we're not going to have like a very nice banquet. Yeah, because it's going to be a virtual conference. But I hope you prepare your own food and also enjoy the conference. So main conference events, the keynote speakers. So 4 keynote speakers will give wonderful speech. So today we are going to have Peter Goodyear and also Vanya will give a keynote speech. Shasha Barab is the last day of the conference, and tomorrow Dr. Longshan Wang will give his keynote speech. We also have 3 theme-based invite speakers, and so you can check out their names and also the titles here. Just to let you know that we are going to live streaming these keynote sessions and also theme-based invite sessions. So it's going to open to everyone. So no registration is required. So if you have any colleague or students who couldn't really register the conference, but they can take this opportunity to listen to these important sessions. So we have 7 self-conference programs, as Tanya shared before. It's according to our SIG structure. And this year we have 262 PC members who serve the committee and also provide the peer review. And they are coming from 39 different countries. This year, we have received 153 submissions. In fact, it was slightly higher, but some papers were withdrawn and coming from 23 countries. And this is the distribution of the countries that we received the submissions. And you can check whether your country is listed here. And I found that South Korea is not listed, so I feel responsible for that. Japan is the top country with the highest number of submissions. Thank you very much for your support, Japanese scholars. And the submission statistics, this shows our acceptance rate. We are quite strict about accepting our full papers. So you can see that although we receive a lot of submissions, we only accepted 28 papers as a full paper. Overall acceptance rate for the full paper is 25%. Also, you can check out the submission and acceptance rate from the table below by the self-conference program. Overall acceptance rate is around 70%. Okay, so if you are also making a presentation during the main conference program, I just want to remind you that this is the presentation time allocated for each type of paper. So full paper, you have 20 minutes plus 5 minutes for Q&A, and short paper, 10 minutes plus 5 minutes for Q&A. Extended summary, same as the short paper. Poster and whip sessions will happen tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. Just to let you know that we have different platforms for the poster session. The main conference happened on the Zoom, like at this platform now, but poster will happen in Remo. So you need to create an account in the Remo website. So Remo looks like this. So we are using this Remo program, the platform, as a conference lobby. So being a virtual conference, you miss the time that you talk to other people, other participants. So we have this very excellent space that you can just sit down at the table and then meet with other people. This is the screen capture I had on the first day of the conference. I met students from Malaysia, and we had a very good conversation. And this place is still very empty. So, and also this is available. This space is available whole day, so you can use this space to arrange your meeting. Also meet with your old friends or other participants. And Remo will be used for the poster session. Maybe it's a little bit small to see, but we allocate one poster for each table. So if you go to this space, you can look for the number, the ID number of the poster, and then you can see it there. And this is important. The link is updated. So the previous link is not working. So please use this updated link, which is available from our virtual program, the interactive program. And all the poster images and audio narrations are available from our virtual ICC forum. So if you miss the session, the live session, or if you want to check out more details, all the poster presenters have prepared their poster image, also audio narrations. So it's available on the poster forum here. Okay, and you can check each one and you will see this kind of page where you can listen to their audio and also look at their poster. So all the sessions of the main conference program will be recorded. So if you miss any program for any reason, you can still come to our webpage and then check out the recorded sessions. So it's gonna be available for the next 30 days. ICC conference has a very high standard for the peer review process. And then we really appreciate all the reviewers who give good quality reviews. And then we reward them with the Best Review Award. And then I like to highlight those people who received the Best Review Award this year. Thank you very much. And then we will issue the certificate for you. Okay, let me share briefly about the Best Paper Award category. So we have many paper presentations, and then some papers will receive this Best Overall Paper Award, Student Paper Award, and Technical Design Paper Award, and also Poster Design Award, which will be evaluated tomorrow during the session. And nominated papers are indicated in the program. So if you look through the program, you will see the acronym like a BOPN or BSPN that indicates that the paper has been nominated. So here, okay, let me briefly introduce also the award selection committee, the scholars who helped to evaluate the Best Paper Award category papers. Thank you very much for your help. So this is the list of the papers nominated for each category. So this is the best overall paper nominated papers. So you can check out the names and the titles here. So each self-conference program can nominate one paper. So usually we have 7 papers nominated. And Best Student Paper Award, the first author should be a student to be eligible for this category. So you can check the titles and also authors here. And the list for the Best Technical Design Paper Award nominations. So the evaluation has been completed for the 3 best paper categories, but we cannot reveal now. So you have to wait until the closing ceremony. So if you are curious who's going to be the winner, please come to the closing ceremony. Also, if your papers are nominated and you are the main author, please attend the closing ceremony. You may be the winner of the award. Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation. I really wish you enjoy our virtual ICC conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yeo-jung, for your report. And with that, we close the opening ceremony of ICCE 2020 right on time, actually. Please remember that what's coming up next is the DRA speech, which will start in about 1 minute. Please stay on for that speech and let's listen to Dr. Wen Chen. Have a good conference. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's 2:40, so time to hear our newest awardee for the Distinguished Research Award. You have just heard Langshan talk about Wendy Chen, so I'm not going to take any of her time. Wendy Chen the floor is yours.
Many thanks, Tanya, for the introduction. A very good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you. So I'm Wen Li from Singapore, from Nanyang Technological University. So many thanks, APPLETREE, for presenting me this prestigious award. And also many thanks for the opportunity to share my main line of research. So the title of my talk is From Cooperation to Collaboration, Designing Computer-Supported Collaborative Knowledge Improvement in Classroom. I have been doing CSER research for about 15 years. My research focus is on how to leverage technology with appropriate pedagogy to support students' collaborative knowledge improvement in Singapore classrooms. So group work is very common in Singapore classrooms. However, we found out that most of the group work is cooperation instead of collaboration. So cooperation, they are using divide and conquer strategy. So when students are receiving a group work task from the teacher, they quickly divide their labor. Then they do not need to talk to each other. So at the end, they piece everything together. So for this kind of cooperative learning, so students, they are not not increasing their knowledge at the end. It's like a 1 + 1 = 2, this type of learning. So, however, in terms of collaborative learning, so students, there are a lot of interdependence among them from beginning till the end. So they have a joint working space to work together. They have a joint task. They have to negotiate, discuss. So at the end, they need to produce some kind of learning artifact. So in this type of collaborative learning, the effect should be 1 + 1 is higher than 2. Yeah. So my research is to level up the classroom cooperative learning to collaborative learning. In specific, my research focuses on students' knowledge improvement through effective collaboration. However, effective collaborative knowledge improvement won't happen automatically. A lot of pedagogical and technological support are needed. So in Singapore, we are using this research methodology, which is called design-based research. So this research methodology, we are trying to address complex problems in authentic context, in close collaboration with teachers, and integrating those known and hypothetical design principles with technological affordance to render plausible solutions. So in my context, the problem we have identified in Singapore classroom, including primary school and the secondary school, is that students, when they are working in groups, most of the work is cooperative learning. So hopefully we are able to level up this cooperative learning to collaborative learning. So we also, as a CSR researcher, based on the literature, based on our knowledge, we derive a lot of hypothetical design principles. Then we go to the classroom, we design the technology, design the pedagogy, we develop the curriculum with the teachers, in close collaboration with the teachers. Then we implement our innovation in classroom, then evaluate. So based on the evaluative result, then we go to the next cycle of design-based research. So my main lab research has been using design-based research for long. Yeah. So I've been doing a few computer-supported collaborative learning projects. So due to the time constraint, I would like to share with you one most recent one, my project, which is computer-supported collaborative argumentation in Singapore classroom. Yeah. Okay, so why argumentation? Actually, in most of the subject, no matter science, language, literature, or social studies or history, argumentation plays a very important role. So argumentation, it is both an effective learning process and outcome for education and learning. Then many effective argumentation happens in groups. This is a collaborative argumentation. So this is a social process in which individuals work together to construct and critique arguments. So this is what we want to do. Our proposed pedagogical innovation is collaborative argumentation. So when we also go to school to talk to the teachers and observe how students work in this type of collaborative argumentation, then we found out, again, a lot of pedagogical and technological support are needed. So for example, in terms of argumentation, so according to teachers, students are quite likely they are sometimes argue for very trivial things, but they are able to go very deep. However, they lose the big picture of the argumentation. So then as a researcher in learning sciences, we are thinking perhaps in our technology design, we can propose something like a graph-based argumentation instead of a text-based argumentation. So the graph-based argumentation is we need to make it clear to the students. They need to have a claim. They need to have evidence for this claim and evidence against this claim. They need to have a big picture first, then they can go to the deep, right? Okay, in terms of collaboration, so because this is a computer-supported collaborative argumentation, we encourage multiple perspectives from the students. And another thing is we want them not just collaborate for the sake of collaboration. They need to improve their ideas, improve their artifact from beginning to the end. Okay, so this is the second part. So we do have some pedagogical models, which I will share with you later. Okay, so in terms of assessment, right, this is another thing. So teachers also shared with us. So students may not know what is considered as a good collaborative argumentation. Then I think it is our researchers' job to develop some kind of solutions to address this kind of problem. Hopefully we are able to get students access to learn and they learn to assess. So these are some areas that we found maybe researchers can play an important role. Okay, so this is a solution. This is a system my research team has developed. This is a system is called APPLETREE, but APPLETREE is a short form for the project title. The project full name is Assessing Processes and Products for Learning by Tracking and Reporting Efficacies and Effectiveness. Okay, so this is a two-pane panel in the APPLETREE system. The left pane are those navigation panel. So, and a lot of assessment indicator can also be accessed here. Then on the right side is a student's working spaces. So this is a graph-based argumentation. So the oval shape is a claim. So students, they can double click anywhere on the working space. Then they can start to decide whether they want to have a claim or have evidence. Yeah. In terms of evidence, we have two types of evidence. Evidence for this claim, which is a green arrow, and evidence against this claim, which is a red arrow. Yeah. So students need to collaboratively construct this kind of argumentation for them. And as you can see, there was a cloud-shaped idea, right? This is also based on our design-based research. We found out some students, they talk to researcher. Sometimes they are not very clear. Their idea is evidence or claim, but they feel these things could be relevant to the argumentation. So based on student feedback, then we create this cloud-shaped idea. But at the end, the students need to transform this idea into either claim or evidence by right-click. They can transform. Okay, so this is a system. So this is one example of student-generated argumentation. So as you can see, students has generated a lot of ideas within their groups. Yeah, and on top of co-construction of argumentation, we also have affordances of peer rating. So peer rating means that students, when they see their group members work or see other groups members work, so they can double click the specific claim or evidence, and they can provide rating like, dislike, or neutral, but they need to provide comments here. So let's say if on the main page working space, if a lot of students like that post, then that specific claim or evidence will become shining, okay? But let's say if a lot of students, they dislike a specific post, then the post will become gray or almost disappear, But of course, this kind of peer rating is anonymous because we want to encourage students to do the constructive peer feedback. Yeah. So why on the main space they can be shining or gray? Because we want to channel students' attention, also channel teachers' attention. Because according to the teachers, this is when in the classroom, a lot of students are posting concurrently. It is very difficult for the teachers and the students to understand what is going on. So perhaps within the limited time of a classroom, and they can focus on those shining posts and those gray posts. Okay, so this is the pedagogical model we have developed in this project. And this kind of a model, pedagogical model, has been embedded in APPLETREE. Yeah. So in the APPLETREE, teacher can control the phases of collaborative learning. So in any collaborative learning activities, it can be done through these 5 phases. The first phase is individual contribution. So in Singapore classroom, normally one class has about 30 to 40 students. So students were working in groups of 3 to 4, right? So the first phase, students think individually, post your ideas, your argumentation, what are your claims and what are your evidence individually without discussing with each other. Yeah. Then maybe a few minutes later, so all their individual idea will be visible to other group members. Then this will lead to phase 2, group wisdom. So this is an intra-group synergy phase. Students within the same group, they see each other's work. Now they have to synthesize. Yeah. Then in the level 2, the quality of argumentation need to be higher than anybody's argumentation in phase 1. Yeah. Once the group retrieve the best quality of argumentation, then they can just click on the right corner and they are able to go to other groups to provide a peer rating and peer commenting. So this is an intergroup critique phase 3. Yeah. In this phase, students also learn from other groups. They can also provide comments to other groups. Yeah. After this phase 3, all the group members will come back to their own group. Phase 4, intergroup refinement. They take a look of what are the comments provided by other groups. Then they need to think and discuss and try to, improve it. So at the end, this is a phase 5. This phase 5 quite often happen out of the classroom. When students go back home, they need to do a lot of reflection, and based on those argumentation they have constructed in classroom, now they need to write an argumentative essay or produce some kind of artifact. So this model applies in almost, we found out that it applies in almost any kind of a collaborative learning activity. We also found out that teachers like to adapt this model. For example, sometimes they only have a phase 2, 3, and 4, right? Without phase 1 or without phase 5. Actually, we have done a lot of research on whether phase 1 is needed, right? So far, our conclusion is yes, in Asian context, actually it is needed. Students need to actively think individually first. Yeah. Okay. So due to the time constraint, I won't talk details about this model. Yeah. So next, I'd like to talk about the assessment, right? So we said this is assessment-oriented collaborative learning argumentation platform. So we have to conceptualize what kind of assessment we need to provide in the system. So this is our conceptualization. We feel we need to provide multiple forms of information as feedback to modify and unfolding learning or teaching activities. And we found out that this assessment needs to be real-time, right? It's not human coding, but the system will generate those assessment indicators at the same time. So we are trying to assess both social process and learning product. So in terms of social process, in terms of social aspect, we are assessing participation and interaction. So participation is just based on the action frequency. So this bar chart, different colors means, so blue is the evidence for, red is evidence against, and the blue is the claim. So students, sometimes they need to have a lot of reflection. Sometimes we are able to see some students, there are a lot of red color contribution, which means this person always provide a lot of evidence against the other claims, but these people have very few green evidence for. So then we will have some reflection on those students. They may need to be more constructive, right? So in terms of interaction, we have this social network analysis. So those indicators, social network analysis map will appear in the platform. So from this social network analysis, students are able to see who is a central member, who contribute a lot, who didn't contribute a lot, whether are they collaborative. If there are a lot of collaboration, there are supposed to be a lot of lines among different people. Right? So this is all real time, so students are able to see. Okay, so in terms of a cognitive product, so far our computer, we are able to automatically assess the structure completeness of this argumentation. So based on the literature, we know what is a good quality argumentation. So good quality need to be one claim and have more than one evidence for this claim and have more than one evidence against this claim. So that is the perfect argumentation. So we have using this kind of apples. Those apples will appear on students' screen. Then they are able to see how many apples are they going to have. If they only have a claim without any evidence, they will have a green apple. But let's say if they add one evidence, then this green apple will turn to red. When they further add on one evidence against, then you will become yellow. If add more evidence for and more evidence against, it will become gold. Yeah. So we are trying our best to make it more intuitive to the students. They need to have a lot of golden apple at the end. Yeah. At the beginning, it is okay to have a lot of green apple or red apple, but at the end, they are not supposed to have many other colors. They need to have golden apple. Okay. So this is in terms of structure completeness. So far, my team is also working on the area of a cognitive product in terms of plausibility, relevance, but we found that this is very difficult at this moment. So my team is working in this area using AI technology to do some kind of like a natural language processing to trying to get some automated assessment for cognitive product in terms of quality. Yeah. So at this moment, we rely heavily on peer rating. But hopefully in the future, we are able to have more AI-enabled assessment on cognitive product. Okay, so we also have done a lot of classroom research. So this project that we have done, we're working with 5 schools, 4 subjects, 15 classes, 20 teachers, 500 students, 50 lessons. So next year, we are going to have 2 more schools joining the project. Yeah, we are still discussing. Okay, so we have done a lot of empirical research in this project. As you can see, in terms of knowledge improvement, pre-test, post-test, yes, there was significant improvement after this intervention. Yeah, and we also have conducted some epistemic network analysis to compare students' work in different phases of collaborative learning. So as you can see, maybe at the early phases of collaborative learning, their ideas, they are limited number of the ideas, and the connection, the logic reasoning among those ideas was not there. Then in the later phase of collaborative learning, so the number of the ideas, I think is very nice, and there were a lot of interrelationship among those ideas, which means logic reasoning, it is much better. Yeah. So we also did some uptake analysis. Uptake analysis is a unit of analysis is uptake. So how another student's improvement is based on another student's work. So this is a pure qualitative analysis and this type of like sequential analysis. So why are we doing this? We are trying to find out, is there any missing opportunity for a specific group? Which part they are supposed to reach a high level, but they didn't. And what is the part that need to be addressed and how it can be addressed? So let's like a sequential analysis. We are trying to look at the event. The event is a student's posting. So through this kind of like sequential analysis, we are able to derive the patterns. Then at the end, we are able to see which group, what is the pattern, and this kind of pattern will lead to what kind of result. So all this type of analysis is trying to address some of the missing opportunity in the collaborative learning. Okay, so moving forward, so we are trying to do the multimodal learning analytics of learning engagement. So I'm applying a new research grant in this area. Now we are trying to explore how neuroscientific findings could incorporate data from behavior research. So in the new project, my plan is I'm going to use EEG, eye tracking, and FNIRS to look at the students' multimodal engagement, including attentional engagement, emotional engagement, cognitive engagement. Because this neuroscience method can afford those moment-by-moment scientific measurement of student engagement. So hopefully we are able to incorporate the data from neuroscience to our behavior science. Yeah, this is our next step. Okay, this is my research team for the APPLETREE project, which consists of my NIE colleagues, MOE officers, and my PhD students. So I really appreciate the great collaboration in my team. This is the end of my presentation. Many thanks for listening.
Thank you, Wenli. Excellent talk and a very exciting research area. I'm sure that even people who don't know you understand now why you got the Distinguished Research Award. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we don't have time for questions, but please contact Wenli for any questions about this project. Thank you all for joining the opening ceremony and also the talk by Wenli. We are now going to close this Zoom session. The next Zoom session starts in 10 minutes, so just enough time to grab a cup of coffee and listen to the invited keynote speech. Thank you very much. Bye.